this. I really do. I love this stock. I think this is my new favorite EV stock. It has been so good to me in a time where I desperately needed it. I mean, desperately needed it. That shit was bad. October hurt. October hurt me, man. And not because of really the market, because of my fucking truck, but I allowed myself to get sucked back into AMC's dumb shit. Literally. Fucking, that shit is just crazy. I got two option contracts. I had like $1,500 in my account. Very good person sent me $2,000 when I really needed it. And that shit hurt. I only had $700 at the time, which that ended up being my rent. I paid rent with that, and then paid $500 for my 2 little credit cards to be paid off. And then fucking I set up really nice plays going into November. And then got duped by the AMC shit again, talking about it again, fucking with it again. Closed out positions. Got fucking two calls in AMC for $600, which were up $150 on the day that I got them. And then that fucking after hours debacle that just crushed it, and then it opened up and crushed it. So it took all of it. It literally took all of it but $78. All of it. I was hurting. I was in the nines. Sitting in the nines. Like $900. It was bad. And then I had AMD fucking hitting the tear, and then everyone in the world thought it was going to hit a cool-off period, including me. And it's the only time I've ever bought a put in AMD. The only time I've ever bet against it, in essence. And it bit me in the ass. Bought a fucking $200 put. It started going down, and then just ripped in the afternoon. Fucking ripped. Shit killed me. I lost $150 there. The time I got out, the shit was terrible. Absolutely terrible. And then I got my head back in the game, sitting there with like $700. Then I started getting back into me mode, and fuck AMC and fuck all that, and looking around for my, the shit that I know I can find, the shit I used to bring to you guys' attention. And then I get into those plays, get into my, my NXTDs and shit like that. And I ended up getting back up over $2,000 in like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. Sitting at like $2,300, something like that. And then kaboom. Right when rent's due. My motherfucking truck. Old Bessie. With her damn near 300,000 miles. Like, that's how poor I am. I had to finance that truck. A 20-year-old truck with almost 300,000 miles. I had to finance that bitch. Not a lot, but I only had like $1,000 to put down, and it was $4,000. It's a $2,500 truck, even with all those miles on it now. But yep, fucking engine blew. Radiator failed. Engine blew. Shredded the torque converter. Ended up being over $2,000. A little over $2,000 for everything. Everything. New plugs and seals and everything. To go into all that shit. Now I'm sitting there with fucking like just under $400. About to just drink a whole jug of Drano. And I can give my fucking landlord $200 just to be like, hey, you are like, like you I live here, you see my fucking truck blew up. Like, I don't need it too. And $175. $175, man. To my name. To my name. And you know what? I got my ass back in gear. Back in gear. Started making smart little plays. I still had rent to pay. Still had to give them fucking $500. I ended up turning that 175 into a little over 400 in about 3 days, which is great. It's 100% gain. And then this little bastard came along here and decided to be my best friend, because I burned through 3 day trades on AMC and AMD in one fucking day. And that's what made me the like $250, whatever it was that I'd made. And then I'm sitting there with fucking $400 damn, a little over 400. And this shit's I've been watching it, and I'm just like, man, I don't have any day trades. But there's a little secret. There's a secret that I have discovered that I'm not sharing with anybody. That's a secret that motherfuckers are gonna pay for if you want to know that. But there is a little tiny secret where 9 times out of 10, if you know where to look and you see something specific somewhere, 9 times out of 10, the stock it's related to is gonna have a nice boom that day, possibly even the next day. And this little fucker happened to end up showing me that. And so I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna buy, like, I think it was a $30 position or something like that. I was like, I'll just buy a fucking $30 position. And I know day trades, whatever. If I lose 30, I'll lose 30. And not even 20 minutes after I bought it, this bitch boomed. Went from like $11 to fucking 16. I'm like, oh shit. I'm sitting on $200 profit. I'm like, you know what? This looks like a good time to buy a put. So buy a fucking put. Tanks down a bit. I'm looking for that unicorn play. Looking for that can't get out of the call because I can't sell it anyway. So I'll buy a put because there's no way this is going to stay up like this. That motherfucker starts doing exactly what I thought I was going to do. Dropping. So now I'm sitting on a profitable call and a profitable put. Close the day, can't do shit. And then in the after hours, this motherfucker decides it wants to explode as well. And by the time that bell opened up the next day, that fucking $30 had turned into like $400. And I was just like, yes, like I needed that. Well, but I had the put too. The put had lost money, obviously, because it had blown up. But so I ended up being like $325 extra on that. So I was at about a little over $600. A little over $600. And then that very good man who had sent me the $2,000 before, was talking with him, and the motherfucker sent me exactly what I needed to cover fucking rent. What I needed. And to be able to get some groceries. And now that motherfucking portfolio that was at $175 like 2 weeks ago is sitting over $1,000. Basically, damn near, not quite, but like not 10x, but for the most part, like 8.5x my portfolio in 2 fucking weeks from $175. And that's why I say you gotta look at percentages, not numbers. Because those of you that, if you're looking at shit as whole numbers and stuff, you're not seeing the percentage gains. So that basically means if that was $10,000, if I had $10,000 instead of 100, whatever, in 2 weeks, I'd be sitting on roughly $100,000. Roughly $100,000 in 2 fucking weeks. This is why I'm not giving out plays and shit anymore. this right here is why I'm not. Because I'm out here giving you guys the positions that, I'm getting into, or I'm been watching, or whatever the case may be. And I know there's a lot of people that were coming to this channel that are not experienced traders, and they're looking for guidance and things to put your money into, whatever. And you all will put money into shit just because I said something about it. Just because I said something about it, you will. Now, whether you listen to everything I say and understand how it needs to be played is a different story. But still, and I know that there's no one watching me. There is no one subbed to me. There is nobody out there. Nobody. I seriously doubt there is literally anyone in the market that does this for a living with such a small fucking amount of cash. That literally just does it to be able to go to school full time. Like, this is something that allows me to not have to fucking give 10, 12 hours of my day to somebody else for a fucking pittance of pay and then try to do school on top of that. And that's your whole fucking day right there. But that's why percentages are important to look at. How much you make is not what dictates if you're a good trader. It's not. Not at all. Your percentage, the percentage you make on your plays, is what dictates if you're a good trader. It's very easy. Like I said, if you had 10 grand, if you're sitting there playing around with 10 grand, you got 10 grand to just be willy-nilly with. I mean, that's if I had 10 grand to I just told you right there, if I had 10 grand and put it into the plays that I played for this shit, I'd be chilling at like $85,000 in 2 weeks. In 2 fucking weeks. That NXTD play. Just that one play alone. Not even buying options. I don't even know how much I would have had if I had like 2 grand worth of options, which if I had that kind of money to throw around like that, I definitely would have had that when that shit 10x'd. But literally overnight. 10x'd overnight. Which means if you had $10,000 worth of shares, in less than 24 hours, you now have $100,000. That's the shit I'm talking about. And this is, you can go look through my catalog of shit. Go look through my videos. Go watch them. And look at all the shit that I fucking have talked about and pointed out. Within like a week, within a trading week, for the most part, of it making big fat fucking moves. But even then, I was explicit in telling you during that time frame when we were at in the quarter that you need to be considering no later than having these positions held, whether it's stock, whether it's options, until mid-late November. That's where your mindset needs to be, because these things are going to explode by that time. So I've harped on percentages on most of my videos, especially those of you looking at AMC and playing with AMC. I'm like, you just need to look at percentages. Stop looking for these big fat numbers you want to see, because if you're up 50%, that's a good fucking gain. The vast majority of the market considers 10 to 20% gains on a portfolio over the duration of the year great investing. Great investing. So if you got 10 grand in investments, if you made 1,000 or 2,000 by year's end, that's considered a great year. And in 24 hours, I've given you a play that could have 10x'd your entire portfolio. This is part of the reason why I want, I'm not even, it's whatever. I wanted to build something new, something different, something for individual retail investors. A different way of trading in this fucking crazy market that is run by computers. And that's, like I said, it's shit is what it is. I was there. Like, I was on my way there. I was on my way there. But we'll see. Even this right here. See what this is my problem. It's Friday. I've got bills due that I gotta pay this weekend. So I have to pay those bills, sell positions, transfer that fucking money, and so that it's there by Monday or Tuesday when the bill processes. That's my thing. I can't. If I could still be holding this position from when I first got it, I'd be sitting on a nice chunk of change. I mean, I've gone over that with AMD. With this fucking shit, this beautiful bitch, you keep going up, you Facebook business partnered motherfucker. I love you. You keep going up. When I had it was in September when we were around here. I bought that $115 strike for December fucking 3rd. It was like, I don't know, it was like $80 to $120 for the position. I don't know. It wasn't too much. It wasn't a lot. I know that. But if I'd have been able to hold that for the month and a half, whatever, actually been able to hold that, I'd have to sell it for bills. I'd have $3,300, $3,500 right now from $100. I'm fucking $100 position. $3,500 fucking dollars. That's what you all don't get. That's why those of you that can't understand how I'm not rich. When you start something, it takes money to make money, basically. And if I started in the market with $500 fucking dollars, so I started in the market with $500. Decided to utilize that to start trying to pay my bills. And was very, very successful until AMC took it all away. And it did. And it did it to you all too. I don't give a shit what any of you say. If you're still here, if you're still in AMC and you're praying for this fucking squeeze and this big blow up move, it's because you lost a lot of your money in it, and you're hanging on to this notion that you're gonna get it back, that wasn't the squeeze, that really wasn't what you were waiting for, and keep on holding, keep hanging in there. It's not over. And that's the truth. That's the truth of it. But unfortunately for me, AMC put me in a fucking position. Look at that shit. Well, look at that shit. When I say look at that shit, I mean literally look at it. Look at the symmetry of the two moves that just happened. Look at the symmetry of the two moves that just happened. But whatever, it ain't shit. Like I said, it still needs to finish, between like 40 and 41. But this is still what I want to see. I want to see all this very, very obvious computer-like trading going on. That's what I want to see. So, hopefully it turns around. Like I said, this is going to be the day. This is going to be the day that solidifies my belief in whether there really is any kind of potential squeeze coming to this thing or not. Or if this is just the new valuation for AMC, it's where it's at. Yeah, sure, it's got some shorts out there, but they can keep riding this motherfucking wave. They can keep playing this game. Have a day where they chuck it back up over 50 and take out a bunch of new shorts and then keep that bitch swinging between $35, $45. It's profitable the entire fucking time. So, we'll see. We shall see. I don't know. What are you doing? Are you fucking getting kicked in the nut? Yeah, keep going up. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I might not call your mother now. Maybe we will go to McDonald's for lunch. Keep fucking going up. Well, anyway, I'll report back in on fucking AMC before the end of the day and give my thoughts on it. Whatever they may be, nobody knows yet. Just have old Michael Burry mindset. If you grab these positions already, that you're just early. You're just early. That's all. You're just early. Anyway, like I said, historically, all these positions you are early. In my personal opinion, I've millions and millions and millions of times have told you, if you can afford it, if you're able to afford positions that are out at least 6 weeks, that's where you should be getting options. At least 6 weeks out. At least. If you can afford it. And then these cheap ass ones, you should be able to. I'm not playing, like I said, I'm playing this for December, for mid-December, a move before then. And if that doesn't fucking happen, then I'll probably go longer after that. I'll probably change my position in the next year. So, unless something comes up and I see something about a bankruptcy for Smile Direct Club or something like that, then, but that, again, that's shit that I pay attention to, shit that I look for. I mean, if you use Webull, one of the reasons I use them is because it's got a fucking news button right here that shows everything, like all kinds of news. All kinds, going all the way back as far as you want to go. So you can not only study historical fucking patterns and shit, you can go back and look at the exact dates, what was said about shit. Because there's patterns in the media too. I promise you guys that. There are huge patterns in the media. Very big patterns. That was why the very first time I told you about Catapult, when that tank happened, and they tried to say it was because of some fraudulent business practices and shit, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's some bullshit. That's the excuse for the companies to short, because to short like this, massively like this is the intention of shorting. This is what shorting was supposed to be for, to protect people from fraudulent companies that have overvalued themselves and blah, 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 fucking blah, whatever. That's basically the cover. But there's been I already showed you guys back when too with Bumble. They did the same thing to Bumble. Shorted the fuck out of it. Said they had lawsuits going on and shit, and class action lawsuits and blah, 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 fucking blah. And that's, haven't heard a whole lot about it since, and it's it's not all over the news radar. I mean, it was everywhere. When this shit happened, it was on, Google search pages, everything. It was a front page news story about their fraudulent practices. And then right in here they started talking good shit about it. The media narrative switched to bullish. It's it is funny, finding the patterns, and yeah, I mean, I'm dead serious. You'll see carbon copies of articles that all they did was switch the ticker out. It'll be something they wrote a year ago, and they'll republish the exact same thing, just switch the ticker out. It's crazy. It's sickening. Yeah, you keep going up, you beautiful bitch. Man, I love this thing. I did. I got my unicorn play out of this twice. Twice I got my unicorn call put play. 2 times, man. That's not even a unicorn. I can't even call it a unicorn play really anymore. That's just insane. I love it. I love you. I love you too. You are my favorite. Yeah, yes. Fuck this dumb little dumb ass hedge fund that thought they were slick. Oh, kick him in the balls, baby. You let them know. You scream it from the mountaintops that you partnered with Zuckerberg. You partnered with the devil himself. And you know what the devil loves? Money. So this is that win with them strategy, baby. That's what this is right here. I am sorry that I will never take a put out on you ever again. Ever. Never. Even if I feel you're going to go down, I'm just going to watch you and root for you. Never. I'm just going to go long from, well, wish I'd go long. Wish I could buy like April positions and shit and fucking leave them. Not have to touch that shit. But, you know, shit is what it is. But, yeah, like I said, I'm just over here rambling on. I will check back in with AMC towards the end of the day. Give my input on what I think it looks like. Like I said, do not be surprised. Don't be surprised if this bitch goes red. Do not be surprised. And if it does, then this whole thing was fluke. This whole thing right here was not supposed to fucking happen. But that would still mean that after this red cycle, the next bullish cycle would be a return cycle. So you might start seeing those, 50 to 60s, who knows, in December. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. I will. I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. All right, I'm out.